Hello and welcome to Static, a horror story driven game with an interactive element to get to your goal. Static is a vertical slice based in an abandoned film set in the Beverly Hills. You play as a news reporter, and when news broke out that there's potential paranormal activity in the Hollywood Boulevard, you must check it out so you can have your breakthrough in the media industry. As this game is a vertical slice, this is what to come. The game introduces a small narrative before the paranormal activity and during the search in the game whilst taking pictures of the evidence. If this game got approved by a game company, I would change up the story and make it so the character searching gets killed, and when the main character, after the prologue, comes into the house, it sees the after effects of how the person got killed and how crazy the paranormal activity went on that night, making it into a similar game such as Lord Nightmares, Outlast, and Resident Evil. The four pillars of game design for this game include isolation, which is being lonely, and light to remove the isolation in the house. Atmosphere, so it's quiet, dark areas and environment. Interactive, such as puzzles and opening new areas. And story, which is diaries, progression and level design. The pillars are focused on regard to make this. As a horror game, I wanted it to solely focus on level design which implement all these elements such as isolation and the atmosphere built around it to make it scary. One of the specifics in the game is the story, such as level design and diaries. So comes to my next thing, which is the diary entries. In this game, give subtle clues on how to access certain rooms. The diaries consist of an intern who is trying to get his name in the film industry and ultimately falls short because of these paranormal activities the player is trying to investigate. The notes mention and foreshadow events will happen in the game. An example can be when you pick up a note, it mentions flickering lights and the TV turning on, which actually happens after picking up the red key in the game. Also, this isn't actually needed to continue in the game. Looking at the diaries and reading the diaries only help you with the level design, but it's completely optional whether you pick it up or not. Another specific is the portal puzzle-like trapped room in the game. So after taking a picture of one of the portals, the player actually breaks the fourth wall and asks the player if it should enter the portal. This is completely optional in the game and not necessarily continue. If you enter the portal or before and after taking the picture, you become trapped. Looking around this room, you glance at this note and it mentions the puzzle or suffer. The puzzle consists of keys and key cards. There's 4 key cards in the room and only one works. The reason I added the question is to trick the player in thinking it needs to go inside, whilst realistically you don't need to. This little part wasn't actually originally going to be continued, but from feedback I decided to brainstorm about certain trapped locations for the outcome and of the portal if someone went in it. Originally it was just going to take you from the entrance of the house, but someone mentioned that it's just unnecessary and sort of makes the game more annoying. Through the game, the player is treated with a flashlight straight from the get-go when you look at the car bonnet, and this helps you escape the darkness during the game. Although hard, the flashlight does run out if you are puzzled with what to do, and it could often be hard to navigate without it. So you can turn on lights if they aren't exploded or stock up on batteries as they are all over the house. In conclusion, the elements towards this game solely focus on the atmosphere through sounds, events through the game such as flickering lights or exploding, TVs turning on and when you find the final piece of the evidence, the ghost AI chases you, and finally how the player treats the house through level design. You can read diaries to help you find more evidence and a flashlight which helps you navigate in this dark, daunting house.